hopefully, if you get locked up, she'll bail you out.
Infatuated with the high life, my life.
I hope that music ain't too loud. Your boy's still learning, managing sound levels. What's up, you guys? Thanks for tuning in to another podcast. Today, we are discussing motorcycle insurance. Living in Chicago, we have the luxury of riding with a lot of age groups. And I notice a lot of young cats, primarily on Groms, really talking down on insurance. Let me tell you guys from my experience, get insurance. Stop fucking around. You really only need a clean VIN number in order to get an insurance policy. Tell them you get your bike transported via trailers. Tell them you be transporting it in your truck, that you need it covered. They cannot not give you insurance. So, coming from me, I've gotten into two accidents already, not including all the little loops and shit that come with the stunt life and whatnot. But my life would be a lot different right now. Let's just say that. Because I didn't, I'm currently fighting one case. Like I wish everything was on camera so you guys can see firsthand, be first witness, just get insurance. So the first time I got into an accident, I was driving my Harley. I was going to Gurnee, Illinois to do an assembly job to assemble some type of fitness equipment for some lady. And whole time the job was only going to take like max 30 minutes. But obviously for those that don't know, Gurney's where Six Flags is, and that's about maybe like an hour and a half. Hop on my Harley, and I only had one helmet at the time. I had my dirt bike helmet. So some of you guys remember it, some of you don't. Obviously it's a dirt bike helmet, it's got a visor. I'm flying doing 70, 80, 90 on this Harley, and my head is just flapping back with the wind. So I ended up taking it off, and the sissy bar I had came with the bike rack. So the bike rack, I didn't have anything on it, so I put the helmet on the bike rack and I strapped it down. And I'm gunning down Lakeshore. I get to the curve, Lakeshore to I-55. So then I'm going towards Wisconsin. So I'm getting on that lane and I'm merging onto Wisconsin. And then right on top of where Ozinga is on the E-way, there's two lanes that come together, but they don't merge. So this guy, he's an old man. He was here with his wife and his friend visiting from Minnesota. They're in a rental car. They're driving, and I guess they thought both lanes merge. Me riding, I'm just always very vigilant. I'm always watching, observing everywhere, like everything. So as I'm going through this turn, I see this white car coming. Like I see him. So I'm like, okay, it's a 2-lane. He's got to be an idiot to try to merge into my lane. We're driving, and this dude like merges, and then because I just noticed the window was down, the passenger window was down, as soon as I just seen him coming flying like straight at me. So I like reached in the window, and I was like holding on to this like handlebar, the handle for the passenger side door. And like as soon as she seen me, she yelled, and the dude stopped. So I'm holding on to the bike and the car at the same time. So when she yelled, I want to say I yelled too, but I was just like, stop the car. So like it was either me hold on to the bike or hold on to the car. And mind you, half of my arm is in the fucking car all the way up to here. So when he slams on the brakes, the window pillar hits my arm, and I ended up just holding on to the bike. I don't know what caused me to do that. It was like a split decision. It was like hold on to the car and put all your body into it and not let go so you don't hit the ground, or hold on to the bike. And my instinct just went with the bike. I held on to it, and I was like slapping here and there, but I didn't fall. So I was happy that I did not fall, because that would have been a nasty accident right on the Kennedy Expressway, right before getting to, not even right before getting to Roseville. It was right on top of Ozinga, because I remember as soon as the car hit me and I let go and I held onto my bike, all I could see was the Ozinga sign. And growing up in Chicago, every time we drive past over there, I'm afraid of heights. So I'm thinking of that like, holy fuck. Like, I just see Ozinga like, God damn, I'm going down. Luckily, he stopped, made a police report. After that, I got hit, and we are waiting on the sheriff to come, and the sheriff was taking forever. And mind you, I still had this job to go to. And I ended up leaving. So I ended up going to Gurney, doing this job. It took me like 20 minutes, finished, and came right back home. So after, you know what to do. I was dumb. I didn't have insurance. I didn't have my Harley's not registered. I don't have no M license. So I was just like, oh, well, I'll chuck it as a loss. There was some minor damages on my bike, but obviously I'm still alive. So, and I didn't fall. I didn't suffer no major accidents. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just take it as a loss. I mean, like 3-4 months passed by. I met this chick, and this chick was like, works for an insurance company. And she's like, yo, this is what you got to do. So here I am trying to represent myself. The insurance they had was MetLife insurance. So here I am trying to call MetLife like, yo, one of your guys, one of your pals, one of your buddies hit my Harley while I was on it. And they started asking me all these questions, like if I went to the hospital, this, that, and third. And obviously I didn't. So they asked me, like, do I have insurance, this and that? Ooh, obviously, I didn't. I told them honestly, like, no, I don't have insurance. Ooh, this and that. Like, I don't need it. Well, I acted like I knew what I was talking about. So, long story short, they were like, look, we'll give you $300 and we'll give you 50% of the damages on the bike. So they were arguing with me that I didn't have insurance. If I didn't know what I know now, I'd have definitely argued a little more. But me being the young, naive dude, not knowing anything, I said, okay. So I go to Harley. And I mind you, I go to like the most expensive Harley. And mind you, they're all expensive. But I was like, let me go to the one across the street from Wrigley Field. So I go to Wrigley Field. I'm like, look, I tell the guy, the service manager, I'm like, look, I didn't tell them anything about no insurance. I didn't tell them anything about having insurance and being a claim, anything like that. I just went. I was like, hey, man, I have this Harley in my garage. It's not running. I want to get it in tip top shape. I told him I needed a clutch, tune up, oil change, a little shit like that. So I was like, look, I want it to be in tip top shape. I need you to write me an estimate to do all those repairs. Let me know how much it's gonna be and everything like that. He was like, yo, we charge $150 to do this estimate. So I was like, shit. I was like, okay. I got a $2,700 check in the mail. Mind you, I only paid. Shout out to my homie Tom. My homie Tom's always looking out for me. He's the one who made me buy the Harley. I was at my parents' house taking the shit. And he's like, yo, my homie's selling this Harley. You should cop it. If you don't cop it, me and my homie Pat are going to cop it. We're going to flip it and make some money and keep it moving. So here I am taking the shit like, all right, man. Having the money, just not ever thinking I was ever going to own a Harley. It was just insane to me. So me thinking of like taking it to flip it, I'm like, all right, cool. It's right here. I was in Lansing. The bike was in St. John, Indiana, maybe like 25 minutes away. Driving, maybe even less. Who knows? But so I'm sitting there. I'm like, fuck it. I text dude. I'm like, yo, I'm about to, I'm going to get the bike. Will you take this much? So we ended up settling at $2,700. I remember zelling him $700. I'm like, yo, I'm coming. I'm on my way. I'm a Uber there. I have the cash on me. I'm gonna sell you $700 to so you know I'm serious, and I'm coming straight with cash. So I remember the Uber came. I'm riding in the Uber. I'm wearing some all red Vapor Maxes. I had just got Adidas tear off pants and like some long sleeve black shirt and a hat and a book bag. And I'm going, I get dropped off at this guy's house. And I remember walking up the driveway to his garage. Mind you, he's already like filling out the paperwork. And he's looking at me, he's like sizing me up, like, oh, you sure you're here for the Harley? And I'm like, yeah, why? He's like, you don't look like you ride a Harley. I'm like, man, I never rode a Harley before. But we're gonna ride one today. So while he's finishing the paperwork, I'm like, look, man, let me, I was like, I'm gonna take it. I was like, I'm gonna take it regardless of riding it or not. I was like, I didn't tell him that, but obviously in my mind, I knew that. So I was like, well, you finish the paperwork, let me take it for a spin real quick. So I get on the bike and I'm like, how the fuck you put the key in? I had no idea where the keyhole was. So he comes over, he shows me where the keyhole is. Mind you, he's probably like, what the fuck? He's probably like, this motherfucker. I have no idea what he's doing. So, anyways, I get on the bike. He shows me where the keyhole is, turn it on. And it was honestly love at first sight. Love at first turn. Because, them big old hogs, you got to maneuver them and counterweight them, and you got to throw them sideways. But I remember the first turn, he lived in like a enclosed subdivision. And the first turn, the first counter steer was like release and hold. You felt that shit. Like it was just love at first sight. I felt the weight of the bike and everything. I was like, man, I can't wait to have somebody on the back with me. You smell me? It was definitely love at first sight. Came back around, gave me the title, and I peeled off. I remember before I left the subdivision, I pulled over to take pictures and shit. And he pulled up right behind me. He's like, what's going on? I was like, oh, man, I just had to take some pictures for the gram. You know what I'm saying? I just got a hog. I didn't have the bill of sale. So he gave me the bill of sale. And he had a bunch of other parts. I was like, yo, I'll come back for the parts. So I have this Harley, 88309, fresh. I honestly forgot how many miles it had. But I definitely put some miles on it since 2020. So I remember it still had the front visor on it, the big old glass thing, and like it was used, so it was like fucking. It looked like McDonald's plexiglass, all scratched up, ran through, fogged up, but it definitely came in handy. And right after I got it, I remember I went straight downtown. I didn't even tell you all about the second accident. Me and this chick ended up popping out on my Harley. We ended up going downtown, met up with my homie. And I'm driving back to my storage unit to get my Grom and drop her off to get her car. We're driving down 106. We're passing an intersection. I get into the right lane to go straight. Everyone's in the left turning lane, and I'm going around to keep going straight. And out of nowhere, this car was in the left lane, makes a right to make a right turn, ends up hitting me. The chick I'm with flies off in the tangent. And then I don't remember shit. The chick I was with was like, you were passed out, you were knocked out with the bike on top of you for like 3 minutes until someone pulled over and got the bike off you, and then you woke up. I don't remember hitting the truck. I don't remember the truck hitting me. I don't remember none of that shit. I just remember going down 106 and knowing that I had to go straight. So obviously the lady told the cops that was my fault. That I tried to squeeze my bike in between the curb and the squeeze my bike in between the curb and the truck, which wasn't true. Like I didn't even have to go right anyway. So why would I go right? Why would I get in the right lane? So it is what it is. With insurance, this shit would have been over with. But since I didn't have insurance, like an idiot, I'm still fighting this shit. I had to go back to the police station, amend the police report, put my statement on it because the lady said everything was my fault. Now my record says it was her fault. And it's just a hassle. It's just some bullshit. So I recommend getting insurance because if you don't and you survive that accident, you're going to be playing the insurance part, the lawyer part, and still got to do your shit. So listen to me, learn from my mistakes. Go and get that fucking $50 insurance policy. Pay that shit and be Gucci. You don't got to worry about shit. You're covered. Oh yeah, wear your fucking helmet. But nothing but memories on these bikes, man. Nothing but memories with the people you ride with. Blessed to be from Chicago. Blessed to have a variety of motherfuckers to ride with. Everyone from different backgrounds. And it's just overall a fucking fun-loving experience. And I hope everyone gets to experience it. I hope you got the money, buy you a bike. I remember I was the person saying, oh, I'm going to kill myself on a bike. Ooh, like, I didn't have the money for it. That's all it was. But 2020, February 2020 is when I got my first dirt bike. When I first started stunting. So it's about to be 2023 and I could kind of do a decent little ground wheelie. So it is what it is, man. But get insurance. You need it. You're going to want it. I don't want to hear any excuse. Like, you're not going to argue with me if you need insurance or not. Get it. Oh, My girl works in insurance. She could hook me up. Ooh. Your girl's not gonna go pull you off the street if you get into an accident or somebody hits you. She's not gonna go to court with you. She's not gonna go to court for you and fight for you if you get into an accident. Luckily, hopefully, if you get locked up, she'll bail you out. If not, you're fucked. That's all, man. I just want you guys to be safe out there. It's a crazy motherfucking world. For those of you, matter of fact, Chicago is meant for bikes because we don't even have potholes no more. We have dirt bike jumps.